Have you ever felt like there's this powerful, um, untapped source of energy inside you just sort of waiting to be unlocked?
hmm
Or perhaps, you've wished for some kind of maybe secret tool, not just for self-healing, but maybe even to attract things you genuinely desire into your life.
Right.
Well, today we're embarking on a deep dive into something that promises to offer just that.
It's quite a bold claim, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole idea of manifestation, it often sounds, well, mystical, perhaps,
Mhm.
a bit out there for
You
some.
can, yeah.
But, our sources for this deep dive, they consistently suggest that the technique we're exploring today, it actually has incredibly practical, tangible applications. It's far from just theory.
Okay, that's fascinating. So what are we setting out to achieve in this deep dive today? What's our mission here?
Good question.
We want to unpack the middle pillar, what it actually is, where it comes from, and then really get into the crucial step-by-step practice, how you actually do it.
The nuts and bolts.
Exactly. And finally, we'll explore some of its truly surprising uses, like boosting intuition or, yeah, attracting specific things into your life.
And for this, we've consulted a really wide range of materials.
Yeah.
Everything from the foundational texts that, meticulously lay out the mechanics,
The originals.
right through to modern practitioners sharing their actual lived experiences, which helps us understand not just the theory, but the practical impact,
Yeah.
what people actually feel and see change.
Okay, let's begin our exploration then. At its core, the middle pillar. It's described as a profound, energetic ritual, right? Designed to consciously circulate what's often called subtle energy.
hmm
You might know it as chi, maybe prana, or simply universal life force.
Exactly. And the modern form, well, the way it's largely practiced today, it was carefully codified by figures like Israel Regardie. It's deeply rooted in the Western esoteric tradition.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, it emerged from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn back in the late 19th century.
Right. So it's about consciously drawing in this universal life force to awaken, strengthen, and crucially, to balance your inner energy centers.
That balance is key. And what's particularly fascinating here is its unique, highly structured, very deliberate way of engaging specific spheres or energy centers. They run along a central axis in the body.
A central line.
Yes. And each of these centers is tied to a particular quality of consciousness. Practitioners like Damien Eccles really emphasize that this isn't just a metaphor.
They're not just visualization.
Exactly. Not merely visualization inside your head. He calls it something very real, an active, energetic process where you're consciously pulling down and circulating a truly tangible force.
A tangible force. That's a striking description. So how do practitioners articulate that? The difference between just imagining something and truly feeling this activation. Is it purely subjective or...
Well, they definitely describe an unmistakable internal experience, that subjective felt sense, absolutely. But they also consistently point to pretty profound external shifts. The benefits people report are quite wide-ranging.
Like what?
For instance, enhanced psychic perception. Now, we're not talking Hollywood-style fortune-telling here.
Right, not crystal balls.
No. It's more a heightened ability to perceive and work with subtle energy, becoming deeply intuitive, more aware. It's about a refined sensitivity.
More like a deep intuition
Yeah.
that resonates.
Then there's profound rejuvenation. People literally describe feeling filled with energy, like pumping massive amounts of chi into their system, leaves them feeling deeply refreshed.
Who wouldn't want that kind of energetic reset?
Exactly. And there's also inner alignment, strengthening the links between your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. That leads to better integration, more clarity, which flows right into healing. It's presented as a potent method for physical, mental, and emotional healing, dissolving blockages, promoting wholeness.
And the idea of manifestation you mentioned earlier, I mean, that's often what first grabs people's attention, isn't it?
It absolutely is. The practice is said to transform your personality into a powerful magnet to attract, and this is almost a direct quote from the sources, whatever it truly desires or is necessary for its welfare.
Wow.
Now, this could be anything from, say, improved finances or better relationships to cultivating specific personal traits like confidence or creativity. So it suggests a really deep influence on your external reality.
Okay, so these are quite a set of promises. With such ambitious potential, how does someone even begin this work? The sources seem to really stress that preparation is paramount.
Absolutely. You can't just jump in cold with this. Think of it like tuning an instrument before you play a complex piece. It's essential.
Right, so what's the foundation? What groundwork do you need before you get to the main technique?
Well, the first thing is deep relaxation. Regardie, who's a key authority here, really stresses learning to consciously release neuromuscular tension.
So not just chilling out.
No, it's an active awareness. You find where you hold physical stress, shoulders, jaw, wherever, and you intentionally melt it away. You're clearing the physical vessel first.
Okay, clearing the vessel. Makes sense. What's next?
The second essential step is rhythmic breathing. This is absolutely key because it's seen as the primary way you absorb vitality, or prana, and it helps attune you to universal rhythms.
How does that work, the technique?
It involves finding an even, comfortable count, maybe inhaling for 4 heartbeats, then exhaling for the same count. The goal is to settle your system. You want to feel calm, focused, alert, but not dizzy or lightheaded.
So finding your own natural deep rhythm. Got it. Some variations mention a brief hold at the top of the inhale, I think.
They do, yeah, but the main thing is that conscious, even flow. That's the core of it.
And what about posture? Does it matter if you're standing or sitting for this prep work?
There's flexibility there, which is good. You can do it standing, which is often preferred for shorter sessions, perhaps, or sitting upright in a chair, spine straight, or even lying flat on your back, arms by your sides. It really depends on what's comfortable and allows you to maintain that focus without nodding off.
It's quite striking, isn't it? How much just focusing on your breath and intentionally relaxing can shift your entire state. It's like you're setting the energetic stage before the main event even starts.
That's precisely it. It's the essential groundwork. You're creating the receptive conditions for the deeper work to come.
Okay, so preparation done. Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Once you're relaxed and breathing rhythmically, you move into the heart of the middle pillar,
Right.
creating this central column of brilliant light inside your body and activating 5 key energy centers or spheres along that central line.
Exactly. And to activate them, you're essentially combining 3 powerful elements. First, deep thought or concentration, really focusing your awareness on the precise location of each center.
Pinpoint focus.
Yes. Second, sound vibrating specific divine names associated with each center. And third, color vividly visualizing each sphere in a particular vibrant color.
Vibrating divine names. That sounds pretty mystical, perhaps a bit religious again. Are they, in essence, prayers?
That's an excellent question. It comes up a lot. The sources are actually quite clear.
Yeah.
These aren't religious endorsements in the usual sense.
Yeah.
They're seen more as keynotes or vibratory rates, specific sounds designed to resonate with and stimulate these energy centers, much like striking a tuning fork for a specific note.
Like a resonant frequency.
Exactly. Damien Eccles talks about using a loud, deep, resonant voice, really aiming to feel the vibration physically in your throat, your chest, maybe even down to your feet, depending on the center.
Feeling it physically. How many times?
Regardie suggests maybe 3 or 4 times for each name. Eccles says a minimum of 4, but really there's no upper limit. You do it until you genuinely feel the sphere activate.
Until you feel it switch on. A felt sense of activation.
Okay, feeling the resonance is clearly key then. So how about we walk through these 5 spheres, starting at the very top?
Absolutely. Let's start at the crown. Sphere number 1 is Kether, often called the spirit center.
Kether.
You visualize it just above the crown of your head, a sphere of brilliant, almost blinding white light.
Wow.
It represents the divine spark within us, our highest consciousness, that fundamental I am awareness, our connection to the ultimate source.
And the mantra.
The mantra is A, hey, yeah, or you can simply use I am, vibrated with real intention. In more advanced practices, Archangel Metatron is sometimes associated here, but that's another layer.
Okay, Kether, the I am, brilliant white light above the head. Got it. What's next as we move down this central column?
Moving down, we encounter sphere number 2, Dath. This is associated with the air or throat center, located right in the throat area.
Dath at the throat. Yes. And it's a crucial bridge between Kether, that highest point, and the lower centers. Its color is often described as pearl gray, or maybe a misty gray, sometimes a subtle shifting lavender blue.
Interesting colors. What does it represent?
Dath represents our mental faculties. Human consciousness, intellect, communication. Now, while its status in the broader esoteric system this comes from, the Tree of Life, can be debated.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes it's viewed more as a construct or a point of passage, not a fixed sphere like the others. But for this specific middle pillar practice, it's absolutely central.
Okay, so it's key here even if its status elsewhere is debated. What's the mantra for Dath?
The mantra is Yehovah Elohim, or, connecting to its function, simply I speak, which fits perfectly with the throat location, right?
I speak. Makes sense. All right, Kether. Dath, what's our third center?
Number 3 is Tifereth, The fire or chest center, located right in the center of the chest.
Heart area. Or solar plexus.
It could be either, really. It's about feeling where it resonates most strongly for you. The color is usually a bright, shining gold, really radiant. The older sources sometimes mention red.
Gold. And Tifereth represents?
It embodies our everyday consciousness, how we interact with the world, and very importantly, our emotional nature. It represents love, harmony, higher feelings. It acts as a real balancing point in the pillar.
A balance point. Okay, the mantra.
The mantra reflects this, Yehovah Elohim again, or more simply, I love.
I love. That connection makes intuitive sense for the chest center. Okay, moving further down now, what's our fourth center?
Number 4 is Yesod, the water or pelvis center, located down the pelvic region, specifically around the area of the generative organs.
Yesod. And the color.
Typically a deep purple or violet. Some sources might mention blue.
And what does Yesod represent? Seems important.
Oh, hugely important. It's the realm of the unconscious, the subconscious mind. This includes instincts, dreams, the deep currents of our psyche, and, importantly, the fundamental energetic patterns that shape our reality. It's seen as the energetic matrix.
The energetic matrix. Wow, okay, mantra.
The mantra is Shadeh El Chai. You need to get that guttural she sound in there if you can, or thinking about its function, I create.
I create. Linking to the generative organs and that idea of shaping realities. Now, given its location, a natural concern might be, could activating it inadvertently stir up unwanted or, chaotic energies?
That's a very valid question, and it's one Regardie tackles directly. He clarifies that when you visualize this sphere as brilliant purified light, and importantly, connected to the higher, purer centers above it, it actually acts as a sedative to raw sexual energy.
A sedative, not a stimulant.
Right, not a crude stimulant. This process is meant to lead to sublimation, which is a profound insight into the tradition's understanding of vital energy, not suppressing it, but transmuting it into a higher, more refined creative force.
Sublimation.
Yeah.
Refining that powerful energy. That's a really crucial distinction. Okay. Makes sense. Archangel Gabriel is associated with Yesod, you mentioned.
Yes, that's right.
All right. One more sphere to go, then, to complete the pillar down to the ground.
The final one, number 5, is Malkuth, the earth or feet center.
Malkuth.
You visualize this as a sphere surrounding your feet, half of it above the ground, half below, providing vital grounding.
Grounding, essential color.
Typically earthy tones, often black, symbolizing the dense earth, or maybe russet brown. Some sources, like one called Foolish Fish, suggest segmented colors, like black, olive, russet, and citrine, or just a kind of green-brown light. Lots of earthy tones, basically.
Okay. And Malkuth represents?
The physical body itself, our foundation, our connection to the earth. It's the point where all this circulating energy finally grounds into physical reality. Kind of where the rubber meets the road, energetically speaking.
Where the rubber meets the road. Nice. Mantra.
Adon Yaharetz, which means Lord of Earth, or simply, I bless. Archangel Sandalphon is linked here.
Okay, so after you activate Malkuth at the feet, you then visualize that whole central shaft of light, the pillar you've built, continuing down deep into the very center of the earth.
That's right. You're anchoring it, really stabilizing the whole structure. And it connects, some say, to what practitioners see as a giant green ball of energy down there.
Earth energy.
Yeah, the Earth's own chi, or life force,
Yeah.
sometimes seen as the divine feminine source energy. This truly anchors the entire structure you've built from crown to core of the planet.
Wow. It really does sound like you're engaging with this ancient, intricate, internal map of consciousness. From the highest divine spark in Kether, all the way down through mind, heart, subconscious, the physical body, and finally connecting to the earth itself in Malkuth. That's quite the journey down the pillar.
It is.
So the structure is built. Is that stage 1 complete then?
Precisely. Building that pillar, activating those centers, that's stage 1.
Yeah.
But importantly, the process doesn't stop there. It's not static, right?
It needs to move.
Exactly. The next step is dynamic. It's about getting that energy moving, circulating it.
Exactly. It's about circulating the force. What's the goal here? Why circulate it once you've built the pillar?
Well, the purpose seems to be twofold. First, you want to distribute the energy you've drawn down throughout your entire system, your whole body, your whole energy field, get it everywhere.
Okay.
And second, as you do that, you simultaneously create a kind of protective, dynamic aura around you.
Yeah.
It generates what the sources describe as an ovoid sphere of sensation, like an egg-shaped field of charged energy extending outwards from you.
An energy egg. Fascinating. So you build this charged field around yourself. How do you actually get the energy moving? How do you circulate it? What are the methods?
The sources, especially one source often referred to as foolish fish, describe a few different ways. There are two main methods and then some optional variations.
Okay.
The first common one is left down, right up. You visualize the energy from Kether at the crown.
Top down.
Yeah, flowing down the left side of your body, all the way down under your feet, and then ascending up the right side of your body, back to the crown, making a continuous circuit.
A loop. And you sync it with breath.
Yes, this is often synchronized with your breath. Typically, you exhale as the energy flows down the left side, and you inhale as it ascends up the right side. Feel the flow.
Got it. Left down, right up. Exhale down, inhale up. What's the second main path?
Method 2 is front down, back up. Similar idea.
Yep.
You visualize the energy descending down the front of your body, maybe like a wide belt of light.
Okay.
Again, passing into your feet and then ascending up your back in a similar wide belt, returning to the crown.
In the breath link, same idea.
Usually synchronized the same way, yeah.
Yeah.
Exhale down the front, inhale up the back.
Okay. Now, can these first two circulations, the left down, right up, and front down, back up, can they be imagined simultaneously? Or is that like a more advanced step?
That's a great question. Yes, they can often be imagined happening at once, creating a really powerful, multi-directional flow around and through you, like weaving the energy.
Wow. Okay. Multi-directional. And then you mentioned optional variations.
Right. There are two common ones for a sort of third step. You could choose one, or you could even do them sequentially after the first two. The first variation is called the spiraling channel of energy.
Spiraling.
Yeah. Here, you imagine the light coming out of Malkuth down at your feet and spiraling upwards all around your body, all the way back up together at the top. It's often described as being quite tight, like a corkscrew, and going quite fast.
A corkscrew of light.
Exactly. And this spiraling can actually happen all the while those first two circuits are also flowing, creating multiple layers of circulation.
So multiple layers of circulation happening all at once, potentially. Intense. And the second optional variation...
That one's called the fountain. It's a really beautiful image, actually.
A fountain.
With this method, you imagine the energy gathering down at Malkuth, pooling at the feet. And then instead of the slow circuit, it just surges upwards, right up through the middle pillar you built, like a geyser. Yeah, it sprays up above your head, and then this energy falls down gently all around you within your aura, like water cascading down, or like standing under an energy shower.
Oh, lovely.
This method, the fountain, is usually described as being faster, more spontaneous, and generally not consciously tied to the breath cycle like the others. More intuitive, maybe.
That seems incredibly beautiful, that fountain image, and very powerful. Does it feel different? Like, is there more joy or exhilaration maybe with that surge compared to the controlled circuits? What does this whole circulation phase feel like for people generally?
Absolutely. Practitioners often describe a sense of pure exhilaration with a fountain, like being showered in light. It's where the initial wow factor sometimes comes in for people. But overall, the sources consistently describe an unmistakable sensation after the circulation phase, whichever method you use. There's a feeling of extreme calmness, but it's coupled with vitality and poise.
Calm and energized. That paradox again.
Exactly. It sounds contradictory, but that's the consistent description. A balanced state. You're serene, but also full of energy. Physically, people might feel a gentle prickling or warmth on their skin.
Tingling.
Yeah, tingling. A definite physical sensation is common. And there's an overall sense that all your faculties, mental and physical, are somehow enhanced. Sharper focus, clearer mind. It's presented as a feeling of complete renewal, a true energetic reset. And the word that comes up again and again in the accounts is powerful.
Powerful. That's quite a transformation. Yeah. So how does this charged field, this aura you've built and filled, how did that connect back to the healing aspect we talked about at the very beginning?
Well, once this aura is established and it's, humming with energy, you can consciously direct that energy for specific healing.
Oh.
You focus your attention and your intent on any part of the body that's diseased or injured, an organ, a limb, whatever needs help. And you visualize or feel a concentrated flow of this bright, vital energy moving from your aura or maybe down the pillar directly into that area.
Sending the energy there.
Exactly. The idea is that this concentrated energy helps to break down diseased tissue, flush out stagnation, and strongly support the body's own natural healing and regeneration processes.
So supporting the body's innate healing.
Precisely. And importantly, it's not just physical. This process is also described as being able to dissolve crystallizations
Yeah.
and armored barriers in the psyche.
What does that mean? Like emotional blocks?
Exactly. Emotional blocks, old traumas, rigid patterns, stuck emotions. Circulating the energy helps to gently dissolve them over time, leading to greater mental and emotional integration and, ideally, genuine psychological health.
That sounds potentially intense, though. Does it ever feel overwhelming for practitioners when these blockages are clearing? Like, does stuff come up?
Oh, definitely. Damien Eccles discusses how strong physical responses sometimes happen during practice. Things like sudden crying or sweating or shaking.
Right.
But he frames it positively, not as a problem, but as signs that emotional or physical blockages are actually breaking through, being released. It's part of the profound clearing process.
So a sign of progress, really, even if it feels intense in the moment.
Okay. And what about healing others? Can you use this energy for someone else, according to the sources?
Yes, the sources say it can be communicated to others for healing. There are a couple of main ways mentioned.
Okay.
One way is through laying on of hands. So the healer performs the middle pillar, gets fully charged up, really builds that energy, and then places their hands on the patient, consciously directing the flow of energy into them.
Direct transmission.
Right. Another method mentioned is telepathically. Essentially, the healer does the practice and directs the energy mentally towards the person needing healing, visualizing their energy fields connecting and the healing energy flowing across, even at a distance.
Wow, even at a distance. That's truly profound. So this really isn't just about personal well-being, is it? It sounds like it's about becoming a kind of conduit for energy that can literally transform and heal yourself and potentially others. It is presented as a very deep practice, yes. And this raises an important point. Because the sources, they tell us it goes even further than healing. It goes into that realm of attraction and manifestation you mentioned earlier.
Right, manifestation.
Rigardi especially gets quite emphatic about this. He asserts that consistent practice of the middle pillar can help you attract almost anything you require.
Almost anything. That's huge. This doesn't sound like passive wishing, then, like just hoping for something. What exactly does inflaming yourself with prayer mean in this context? That's a powerful phrase.
It is powerful, and it's really about elevating your mind first, getting into that high energy state cultivated through the practice itself.
Using the energy you've built.
Exactly. Then taking your desires, your needs, and vitalizing them, infusing them with this divine power you've drawn down. So it's about charging up your desires with that vibrant energy and then propelling them out into the universe, not just as abstract thoughts, but with intense emotional fervor. Real sincerity, real intensity. That's the key the sources emphasize. The feeling, the emotion behind the desire is absolutely the engine driving the manifestation process.
The feeling is the engine. That makes sense. But the idea of transforming your personality into a powerful magnet, it's incredibly compelling. But for someone new to this, it might still sound, well, a bit, ooh, maybe. How do the sources explain the underlying mechanism? How does vibrating names and visualizing light supposedly attract, say, a specific book or more money, beyond just you becoming a magnet for general positivity?
That's an excellent question, and Rigardi offers a unique, quite specific framework for this. He uses astrology, interestingly.
Astrology, how?
He employs the traditional planetary correspondences: Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn as categories, like archetypes, representing different kinds of energies, needs, or desires.
Okay, like planetary energies.
Exactly. So you classify what you need according to these planetary energies. Let's take an example. Say you need specific books for your studies. That involves knowledge, communication, information. That falls under Mercury in this system.
Okay, Mercury information.
Right. So according to Rigardi's method, after doing the middle pillar and establishing your aura, you would visualize your aura suffused with Mercury's associated color, which is often given as orange.
Orange aura.
Then you powerfully vibrate Mercury's specific divine name, which is Elohim Zavuz, or sometimes spelled Zaboth. You're feeling that mercurial energy, holding the clear intention for the specific books you need.
So the key insight here isn't just that you wish for something. It's that you become the frequency of what you desire. You're tuning your energy field to Mercury.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's it. Exactly. You're aligning your inner energy with that specific frequency. It's not just passive wishing. It's becoming resonant with what you need.
And then what happens? Does the book just appear?
Well, probably not poof out of thin air. The sources suggest it works through natural, often unsuspected channels. You might suddenly remember a specific library you haven't thought of in ages. Or you might overhear a conversation mentioning the exact book. or find an unexpected link online. The synchronicities start happening to bring the resource to you. It attracts the opportunity or the connection.
Ah, okay. It facilitates the natural path. That's a beautiful clarification. Let's take another example maybe, a character trait. Say someone wants to cultivate more generosity in themselves.
Okay, generosity. That's considered a Jupiterian quality expansion, benevolence, magnanimity.
Jupiter.
So you'd perform the middle pillar, then perhaps visualize your aura in Jupiter's color, which is often given as purple or royal blue. You'd vibrate Jupiter's divine name, which is simply Elohim in this context. By doing this repeatedly, sincerely, you're permeating your own being with those Jupiter qualities.
So you're not just asking for generosity from outside.
Exactly. You're actively cultivating it within your own energy field. You start becoming more generous through this resonance.
That distinction between passive wishing and active alignment, that feels like a really critical takeaway. It reframes the whole idea of prayer or intention setting, doesn't it?
It really does. It definitely presents a more proactive, energetic model.
Now, this sounds relatively simple in concept. Visualize, vibrate, circulate, intend. But I imagine consistency is pretty important. You can't just do it once and expect miracles.
Absolutely critical. You nailed it. While the technique itself isn't overly complex once you learn it, the sources, especially Regardie, really stress this point. Anything worthwhile, anything truly effective, requires a great deal of work and perseverance.
No quick fixes.
Definitely no quick fixes here. Consistent, sincere practice is absolutely key. Twice a day is often recommended, especially if you're working on overcoming specific difficulties or manifesting something significant, maybe morning and evening.
Dedication, then. Commitment. And how do you end the practice properly? Do you just stop visualizing, or is there a way to kind of seal the energy, ground yourself?
Yeah, there are simple ways to ground yourself and seal the energy afterwards. Damien Eccles mentions things like firmly clapping your hands together once.
A single clap.
Or stomping your foot firmly on the ground. Just a simple, decisive physical action. It consciously breaks the intense focus in a clean way, signals that the energy work for that session is complete, and that the energy is now sealed into its purpose, whether that's healing, manifestation, or just general well-being. And it brings you back fully to normal, everyday awareness.
Right, brings you back to earth, so to speak.
Wow. As we look back on this whole journey we've discussed, it seems we've moved from that crucial groundwork, the deep relaxation, the rhythmic breathing,
Foundations.
through the really intricate process of building that brilliant column of light inside you, activating those 5 powerful energy centers: Kether, Dath, Tifereth, Yesod, Malkuth, step by careful step.
Yep, building the pillar. And then finally, learning these dynamic ways to circulate that force, creating your very own charged, egg-shaped aura, that ovoid sphere. This is clearly not just random visualization, is it? It's a meticulously structured and deeply intentional practice.
Indeed, it's very structured. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the middle pillar is really more than just a set of instructions, isn't it?
Seems like it.
It's a holistic system designed to bring profound balance, enhance perception, facilitate healing, and even, as we discussed, act as a kind of magnet for manifestation. This powerfully underscores that core esoteric belief that our internal energetic landscape directly influences our external reality.
What's inside affects what's outside.
Absolutely. So engaging with this practice, even just contemplating it, invites potentially a profound shift in how you perceive yourself and how you perceive the world around you.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Where do you go from here?
Well, maybe consider this final thought. How does this idea, the deliberate activation and circulation of internal energy, just as described in these sources, how does that challenge our everyday understanding of what's real?
A question.
And where do the true boundaries of our own energetic influence actually lie? What possibilities might open up if we start viewing our bodies not just as physical forms, but as conscious conduits for this universal life force? What changes then for you?